Welcome to this week's Calibrate. We're going to do something a little bit different. I've invited Matthew Carter. Matthew, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I've invited him because we're going to use his passion for diving as a backdrop as we calibrate using James chapter 2. And so really to start off, how long have you been diving?
I have been diving now for 27 years.
Okay, and what got you started, or really what's your favorite part of diving?
Oh, I've always wanted to be in space. And so to me, diving is the closest thing to getting to space. And then once I got underwater and started participating with everything that's going on and the interaction with the fish and all the wildlife, it's just absolutely amazing. I just love being down there.
Totally different environment. The book of James says, my dear brothers and sisters, how can you claim to have faith in our glorious Lord Jesus Christ if you favor some people over others? For example, suppose someone comes into your meeting dressed in fancy clothes and expensive jewelry, and another comes in who is poor and dressed in dirty clothes. If you give special attention and a good seat to the rich person, but you say to the poor one, you can stand over there or else sit on the floor, doesn't this discrimination show that your judgments are guided by evil motives? I think James's point here is that we don't see relationships perfectly, thus we show favoritism. So now in diving, are there things that appear one way and maybe when you get closer or further away, it actually is different?
Oh, absolutely. And the biggest one is your color perspective. As you go deeper down into the water, especially the color red completely changes. What might be vibrant and beautiful red up at the surface turns out to be just a brown, ugly color when you're down below 45 and into 100 feet deep. It just kind of disappears, all that brilliant red.
I think that's an excellent example of what James is talking about, that we see relationships one way, but God in perfect light, which is what the above water would be, right?
Sure.
Sees it totally different. And so I think for us to calibrate this week, we just need to simply say, Lord, help us to see relationships the way you do, or forgive us for showing favoritism because we don't see them correctly, and help us in the future. So let's calibrate this week that way. So remember, don't just take life as it comes, but calibrate and shape it as you go. Thank you for following Calibrate. Share it with someone you know. Take a moment and review us and give us a good rating on iTunes, Google Play, Facebook, or YouTube.